Beijing prefers unification without the use of force. That's the assessment of a new U.S. intelligence report, one that goes against the idea that Chinese President Xi Jinping told the military to be ready to take Taiwan by 2027. The annual threat assessment says China has no fixed timeline for taking Taiwan and no plans to invade it next year, but it says China's military, the PLA, will continue to develop its ability to do so. That appears to be in line with previous analysis.
Placing an emphasis on 2027 and confusing the ability of capabilities versus intent, looking at the way that the PLA might be preparing for a future conflict versus the desire for them to actually want to do one under Xi Jinping. I'm not surprised that the threat assessment says that an invasion is likely not to happen.
The report also says China's military was making, quote, steady but uneven progress towards being able to take Taiwan, a country it claims as its territory. It adds that three factors: its military readiness, politics inside Taiwan, and the possibility of U.S. military intervention would determine when it makes a move. The report did not say if the U.S. would defend Taiwan in an invasion, but it did warn that a Taiwan Strait conflict would disrupt access to critical technologies, trigger Chinese cyber attacks, and carry unprecedented economic costs. It also said remarks made by Japanese Prime Minister Takaichi Sanae in November marked a significant shift for a Japanese leader. Takaichi had said a Chinese attack on Taiwan would pose an existential threat to Japan, which Tokyo says is in line with long-standing Japanese policy.
I think there's a tendency to look at the lens of cross-strait relations from what's happening in Beijing and Washington, D.C. There is a desire to want to counterbalance against China that isn't driven primarily by, competition between Washington and Beijing. There are other things happening that make Tokyo nervous.
If the report proves accurate, it could mean another year of peace in the Taiwan Strait. And while the report may come as a relief after years of escalating tension, it makes clear that China has no fixed timeline for taking Taiwan, not that it doesn't intend to do so. Kris and Lery for TaiwanPlus.